Dogs are among us. Hey everybody, this is Randy with Ragamuffinpiper. Thought I'd catch a little bit of the golden rays as they go down today. Maybe just catch up with you for a few minutes before I lose all my sun. Here at the Hidden D in the far north, Idaho. Got me my Aaron Go Bra little pipe that they replaced. Giving her another go. See how she does. And got my Tostitos. No. Smoking cardboard. He sent me some samples, and one of the ones I really liked was Peter Stokkebye's English Luxury. That's what's in it. Peter Stokkebye English Luxury. Hey, I recycle whenever I can, you know. A good glass jar seals up pretty good. It's not about the looks, it's about whether or not I can still smoke it when I get back to it, right? And you know what? I did not put my phone on silent, so I'm going to do that right in the middle of you and everybody. Right here. There. Now we won't be disturbed. So we find ourselves almost in December. And as you can see, there's no snow here yet, which is rather odd. Got my coffee supply here with me. I wanted to tell you a little funny ism today. You know, sometimes I come to you with stories of some profound nature. And sometimes I think it's funny just to laugh or to get a hoot out of each other, so this is good stuff. Smoking cardboard, you were right on it. Peter Stokkebye English Luxury. Good stuff. You all know how much I like aromatics, but this one is good. So, you know, it's really common these days when you go in. Trains, planes, and automobiles, that's the theme of my place. It's really common to go into a place and end up wanting to check out and having to go through the self-checkout line. And I've seen countless those little memes going around the internet of how there's a Christmas party for the self-checkout people and all that. Now, you'd have to know I have kind of a sarcastic sense of humor. Yeah. And not everything I do that's funny to me is funny to other people. So I preface this with that point. We only have a couple of places around here with self-checkout because it's a little town. It's a lot of mom and pops. They don't have that kind of stuff, which I appreciate, and that's where I shop when I can. But on occasion, when I am in one of those stores that has self-checkout, and my wife, Mrs. Ragamuffinpiper, is not with me because she wouldn't stand there while I do this. When I'm alone and I'm kind of forced to go through those checkout lines that you do it yourself, for several years now, since those things got popular, if that's all I have that I can use and there's no human being to check me out, I just simply walk up there and stare at the machine for about a minute, and I look at it with a bewildered look on my face, and pretty soon a human comes over to me and asks me if I need help. Yes, I do. And wouldn't you know it, by the time they're done helping me, I'm checked out. and somebody else did it for me. Now, that I have found doesn't always work. So I've got a little more mischievous in my endeavors where that comes to, to mind. And I have found a couple machines in town that's kind of fun just to start poking buttons until it crashes or can't compute. And they have to come and fix it. Hence, I get checked out by somebody else. The best story I have about self-checkout is I punched I did some research, and I was at a large home retailer, which I do like. I don't know if I should mention them or not, but their initials are H and D. And I got the machine to change languages. And then when they came to help me, they couldn't figure out what it said. So at that particular store now, I have met one of the assistant managers, and when he sees me coming, he opens a checkout lady for me to check out. So that's my self-checkout story. I won't do it. Oh, I think I went through a couple times when I had one item and I didn't feel like presenting the smirk, you know. But you got to have a little fun, and if they're gonna put the responsibility on me to check out, then they have made a grave error in their thinking. I'm not one to cheat them. I won't do that. And I kind of resent having a person at the door after you've checked yourself out to see if you've done it right. Now, you weren't there to check it out, so why am I responsible? Just get me out of here. Now, I find a few well-placed pokes at the machine, and I've got a person there to help me. I even handed the last gal my card, so she put it in, ran it, and all I did was punch the numbers, and I left. Which is the way I wanted it to start with. She even put my stuff in a bag and handed it to me. So there's some checkout fun for you. Next time you're in there, see if you can mess the machine up enough to have them come help you. Or maybe just leave that nonsense to me. I don't know. Might not gain you any reward. This morning I was watching a video, or maybe like an hour or so ago. Piper Dave, he was talking about being a man and toxic masculinity these days. How offended people get from things that they really shouldn't be offended about, and how they don't want you to be offended when they do something totally offensive. That's just foreign to me. I don't know about you, but I'm not easily offended. Now, if you talk about my mother, my wife, or my kids, maybe so. I do take that kind of serious, but you could talk about me. You could talk about the way I dress. I don't dress to impress. I don't like fancy clothes. I have some. My wife, the missus, sometimes says, you know, maybe you should wear nice clothes when you do your video so you look nice and present well. And I said, I'm presenting exactly who I am. That's who I am. I wear work clothes. I live on a little ranch. And some of these little pin-headed people think that if you live on a ranch, you're rich, and it looks like Yellowstone when you drive in the driveway. No. No. I live where I choose to live. Maybe that's something next year we can remember when it comes time to list the things we're thankful for, that we can travel where we want to and we can live where we want to. If you want to live somewhere and you earn the money to get there, then more power to you. I don't care if you live in a one-bedroom duplex or a 10-bedroom mansion on a ranch. I don't care. You earned it. If you didn't earn it, then I guess you got away with it. But toxic masculinity, boy, there is such a thing, I'm sure, but like everything else, we've taken a phrase that belongs in the extreme and we've normalized it to normal behavior. Going outside and taking an axe and chopping wood for a fire isn't toxic masculinity. Heck, it might not even be masculine at all. I know plenty of women who chop their own firewood. I know plenty of young ladies back when we used to race the dirt tracks that raced their cars and worked on them. That's not masculinity. But some of the people these days, the PhD guys with the bun on their hair, and they wear these tight-legged jeans that belong on women and not on men. Back in the day, Rush Limbaugh used to call them dope-smoking FM types. Hey, I like FM. It's in stereo. But you know what I mean. People who think that they've been trained the right way and everything you do is not normal. Listen, folks, you do you and I'll do me. And we shouldn't offend each other by what we like to do, how we like to dress. You know, there are extremes to everything. Yeah, you dress in an extreme way, you might offend people. You should know that when you get dressed like that. You put a bunch of tattoos all over your face and your arms and wear enough metal in your face and your ears and go out like that. That's okay for you, but don't be surprised when somebody's scared of you or offended by it. That's life. Piper Dave, you were right on the money. Why are we so offended when people do their own thing? Another word that people like to extreme-ize is the word tolerance. Tolerance doesn't mean you get me to accept your way of living. I don't accept the way that a lot of people live. But I don't make my offense verbalized. I don't jump on social media and troll through and see the people I can comment on so I can ruin their day. Maybe that's where some of this has gotten off to the wrong start. Social media has a way of being anonymous and allowing you to say things you would never say in person. You know, when I was a little kid, and up until the day my mom passed away, she would tell you, if you can't say something nice, just don't say nothing at all. And as long as you're not getting in my face about it, I think that's a good motto. I see people on social media, online, running into people tearing down their flag, running onto their property and tearing down their flags, jumping on their cars because they've said something or honked their horn for the wrong team. What's toxic is not masculinity. What's toxic is a society that allows a few people to ruin freedom for everybody. That's what's toxic. If you're not using your freedoms to ruin the lives or scare people to death of others, if you're not using your freedoms to intimidate or threaten other people, then they're yours to have, and they're yours to use however you wish. But the minute that you think that you can act like a crazed fool and get in somebody's face, or yell and scream, or spit on people, or attack people, then that's toxic. I won't tolerate it. In Piper Dave, that's exactly how I've done my channel. There are a lot of people that might say, why can't you just talk about pipes? There are some people who say you should talk more about biblical things. You got to make up your mind. What do you want to have on your channel? I put on my channel what I want on my channel. That's what I put on it. You want to put that stuff on, make your own channel, do it on yours. I don't do a lot of pipe reviews and tobacco reviews because I'm not very good at it. And there are plenty of them out there already that do a good job. I'm just here to share some funny stories with you. Maybe sometimes some thoughts about what I've gone through or am going through. And my faith plays a big part of that. My faith in Jesus Christ plays a big part of that. And if that bothers somebody, well, you can scroll on to the next video. Toxic masculinity. Don't broad brush the world. Every conservative isn't a skinhead Nazi, and every liberal you meet is not a socialist, communist, or a LGBTQ, whatever it is, extremist. I have friends from every one of those walks of life that are just good people like me, good people like you. And I don't go thumping them in the face with my faith. And most of my friends don't thump me in the face with theirs. And if they did, they wouldn't be my friend very long, because I don't need people like that around. Instead of canceling each other, we need to just pick our friends and get rid of the ones that don't make your day better. Now we got a helicopter. We're heading into the holidays, so we'll see you soon. This is Randy, ragamuffinpiper. Till we see each other again. Take care. Make it the best day yet. All right? We'll see you soon.